Item number SCP-466. Object Class Keter. Description: SCP-466 is currently believed to be a single, exceptionally long-lived humanoid entity of unknown origins. Survivors of the West Knot events typically describe SCP-466 as a very tall, between 2 and 2.3 meters, elderly male of European descent with an extremely emaciated appearance. The entity always appears completely naked, even when observed outdoors in freezing weather. Though the nature and extent of its anomalous properties remain uncertain, SCP-466 appears capable of instantaneous or near instantaneous travel to any location north of 40 degrees north latitude and possibly to any location on Earth. SCP-466 activity occurs exclusively within a period of 12 consecutive nights every year, from the night of December 21st or 22nd to the night of January 1st or 2nd. This period is known as SCP-466's active phase. During this active phase, and what are termed West Knot events, SCP-466 will appear at dwellings in one or multiple locations north of 40 degrees north latitude. In all known West Knot events, these dwellings have shared the following characteristics: isolated rural location, home to a family with at least one child under the age of 8, and situated in an area with snow cover lasting throughout the duration of the event. West Knot events consist of the following general progression. Nights 1 through 7. Children will report seeing SCP-466 in the vicinity of their family's dwelling. The entity will typically be observed watching the dwelling from a distance, such as from across a nearby field or from the edge of a neighboring forest. In some cases, children will report waking up at night to find SCP-466 watching them sleep through a window. Nights 8 through 11. Family members, including parents, will report sounds of footsteps coming from the roof or the attic. An extremely unpleasant odor will also frequently be noticed inside the dwelling. No cause for these phenomena will be found. As a result, parents will often begin to suspect that their family is being stalked or even that their dwelling might be haunted. Night 12. Over the course of the night, one or two scenarios will occur. The first and most common is that SCP-466 will kill all members of the family save for one child under the age of 8, whom it will abduct. SCP-466 will inflict incapacitating injuries to family members while they are sleeping, then herd them into a single room of the dwelling where it will proceed to kill them in view of each other. The method of killing varies with the event and will typically be preceded by some form of torture, which appears to serve a ritualistic purpose. In the second scenario, which has occurred in roughly 15% of known West Knot events, SCP-466 will not harm the family. Family members will report hearing footsteps inside their dwelling during the night, though no signs of forced entry will be found. In the morning, children will discover presents at the foot of their beds. These will consist of toys crudely crafted from the remains of human children. The criteria, if any, by which SCP-466 determines the outcome of a West Knot event are unknown. Discovery: SCP-466's existence and ongoing activity were first detected in 1974 through the Foundation's newly implemented Anomalous Signature Recognition Program, when several highly similar home invasion incidents resulting in the family's deaths were found to have occurred throughout the Northern Hemisphere during the nights of January 1st and 2nd. Extensive research into civilian and law enforcement archives worldwide eventually uncovered evidence of probable West Knot events for nearly every preceding year, going back to the late 18th century. Numerous historical documents were also found which appear to describe SCP-466's activity occurring prior to this period, in some cases as early as the 2nd century AD in Europe and Russia, and as early as the 1st century BC in Scandinavia. Fingerprints belonging to the same humanoid entity have been discovered at the locations of all Foundation investigated West Knot events. These have been matched to a partial fingerprint found preserved in dry blood on a recovered SCP-466-A instance dating from 1873. The fingerprints present characteristics not known to occur in human beings. Human-like white hairs were also recovered from locations of several West Knot events, though no DNA, human or otherwise, could be extracted from them. Addendum 4666-01. On February 1, 2018, several SCP-4666-A instances were discovered at a family's residence in Hoona, Alaska, following the conclusion of the West Knot event number 060198. Among these instances was SCP-4666-A-0960, which consisted of a crude life-size doll made from the emancipated body of a female child, to which the following modifications had been made. A dress made from various pieces of dirty, discolored clothing had been sewn around the body, and in several places, into the body's skin. The mouth had been sewn shut with thread made from human tendons, and the lips painted red with a solution consisting primarily of human blood. The fingernails of another child had been glued over the body's fingernails with pine resin. These had been painted red with the same human blood-based solution. 3 of the body's fingers were missing. The entire scalp had been removed from the head, and the scalp of another child with long blonde hair sewn onto the head in its place. The hair had been tied into 2 braids. Both eyes had been removed, and 2 large round pebbles on which eyes had been crudely painted placed into the empty orbits. Upon examination by the family, the child from whom the doll had been made was found to still be alive, all but unconscious. Authorities were notified, and the child was airlifted to Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juneau, Alaska, where she survived for 18 hours. 2 Foundation agents were dispatched and were able to interview the subject. Following the subject's death, her body was confiscated by the agents and all witnesses anesthetized as per standard procedure. DNA testing revealed the subject had been Ekaterina Morozova, age 7, a known abduction victim of SCP-4666 taken from her family's residence in Duvaka, Russia on February 1, 2016. Autopsy of the subject's body showed she had been severely malnourished during the 2 years following her abduction, which had resulted in considerable stunting. Weight was only 15 kilograms, height was only 90 centimeters. A number of scars and burns were present on her skin, and she had suffered 2 bone fractures, left tibia and left ulna, that had not been reset and healed properly. Hands were heavily calloused. Cause of death was attributed to multiple organ failure resulting from severe sustained malnourishment. Special containment procedures. Web traffic and law enforcement channels worldwide are to be monitored for evidence of SCP-46's activity, and particularly for cases of stalking or reports of anomalous phenomena involving families with young children. Should a West Knot event be suspected to be in progress, the nearest containment task force is to be dispatched to attempt containment of SCP-466. Standard PDP humanoid first contact protocols apply. Media coverage of family deaths attributed to 466 is to be suppressed or falsified to make said deaths appear as non-anomalous home invasion murders. Forensic evidence and SCP-466-A instances collected by non-Foundation agencies are to be confiscated and witnesses anesthetized.